Music is putting sound together to form a rhythm. Bringing music to life requires a singer and an instrumentalist. Now, these instrumentalists are usually the keyboardists, drummers, saxophonists, guitarists, talking drummers, violinists, and others. Now, on this episode of Community Reports, you're welcome, by the way, we're looking at some young musicians, and our focus is with saxophonist and keyboardist. These kids are doing with ease what a lot of adults do with difficulty. For instance, I can't play the keyboard to save my life. And I'm sure there are other people like me out there. So you're welcome to the show. I'm sure you're going to learn a thing or two. This is Community Reports on Channels Television. I'm Victoria Ido. Let's enjoy the show together. Music is organized sound in rhythms. It is tunes organized horizontally as melodies and vertically as harmonies. There are many types of music, which usually include the popular genres like hip-hop, R&B, rock and roll, popular music, country music, traditional music, and the strictly organized compositions such as classical music symphonies. Music may be played as sung in live rock concert or orchestral performances. It could also be recorded and listened to on radio or MP3 players, CD players, or smartphones. The music industry requires the input of individuals who create songs and musical pieces such as songwriters and composers, individuals who perform music which include orchestras, jazz band musicians, singers, and conductors. Music is an important part of people's life as it plays a key role in religious gatherings, celebrations, graduations, marriages, and social activities. People make music as a hobby, like teens playing in youth orchestras, or work as professional musicians or singers.
Reasons, I think one is that education and the opportunity to learn about this music and hear it. But also, if you are a young black person, for example, because it's rare to see someone who looks like you doing it, it's hard to see yourself in that field. I think if you don't see someone excelling at something who you can kind of relate to by how they look, then it's difficult to see yourself doing it. And there's lots of kind of areas where that has been the case, but I think classical music is a little bit behind some of those.
Most people who play any type of musical instrument learned as adults. To see young children who have taken up this challenge of learning at a very young age requires special attention. At the age of 1, this young lad's interest in music began to grow. With the right encouragements from his parents, his learning became faster.
When I was 1+, my dad bought me a keyboard. Firstly, I started with drums. Anything I see around me, I use it as I'm playing drums. I imagine I'm playing drums. Then it was making noise. So my dad bought me a keyboard. Then he taught me the little knowledge he knew, and I started picking it up at the age of 2. Then he bought me a drum set and it got spoiled. Then he bought me another keyboard, it got spoiled. He bought me another one, then I started making sense out of it. So basically I don't know how he knew, but maybe the Holy Spirit ministered to him that this child, your son, is going to be a musician.
Parents play a vital role in looking out for what their kids would be interested in and nurturing it.
Every child has is gifted in a way. It's gifted. Just that the way they express their gifts, it's unfortunate that most parents don't see it like it's an expression. Whatever a child is doing when he's young is an expression of what is inside. So I understand all of this. So when he was young, very young, I was trying to find out what gifts he has and something. And it was easy for me because the mommy is in choir. At that time, the mommy was in choir, and she had to take him for rehearsal since we didn't have a housemaid and something like that. When he was young, he was still crawling. So one day, the choir master called me that it's like there's something in that child that has to do with music. That he discovered that whenever they are having their rehearsal, while he's playing a distance away, he makes some beats that actually aligns with the song they are singing, that I should try to encourage him. So until a particular day when I had to stay with him because of the trouble in the church, the mommy is not able to concentrate, having to watch. I said, oh, stay with him this time. So I stay with him and trying to make him comfortable. Daddy, shing. So I was just singing anything, and to my surprise, he was beating. He was making beats, interesting beats. At some point, I had to take my phone to quickly record it so that, it will be like, in future when I start talking about it to be a story. I actually have that recording of that. So I was singing, was beating beat and doing this like this, visualizing like a drum set. So I just said to myself, oh, this thing, it's in line with what the director said. So the following week, I had to quickly get money. Not that I had the money. I had to get money, go to my drum set. So he actually started with a drum set.
The danger in kids starting out early with music is how to get the child to safely and successfully combine the academics with their talent. So it's important for the kids to learn time management.
I manage my time properly. I make sure I balance my academics with my music, and I don't let anyone lag behind.
How do you do that?
Well, during the weekdays, I study more on academics, although I still rehearse like 1 hour. Then during weekends, I study more on music.
Playing the sax at 9, one will wonder how early she started her journey into music.
Like when I was like 4. At the time I was playing keyboard. So I went for a particular performance and I saw people playing the saxophone. And so I liked the sound, how loud it was and how it looked like. So I chose the saxophone.
Whether it's a keyboard or a saxophone, time management remains a key factor.
From Mondays to Wednesday is mostly for school, but although I play the saxophone like around evening before I go to bed. And while Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, mostly for saxophone. And in school, I also have music on Thursdays in school. Yeah, but I also still read my books on those days.
With big dreams, Joshua plans to throw all his net into the sea. He has started with a few gigs.
I've played in end of term parties, played for Christmas carols, and I've represented my schools in various music competitions and spelling bees.
His love for music transcends just the regular genres.
I love playing jazz, classical, inspirational songs and contemporary. We have Afro, we have jazz, we have high life, we have contemporary, we have hip hop, and we have traditional music. The traditional music I love to play is high life because it makes me very creative, because you have to be playing a lot of rhythms for people to enjoy the music.
constant learning can be a bit challenging for children his age.
Learning pretty difficult pieces, which I love to learn, and maybe sometimes I have academical examinations and I have to maybe focus more on the academics. Sometimes I have ABRSM examination, and then I have to maybe skip school and go for classes, so I pass with distinction. So those are my major challenges.
And the challenges for a young girl who plays the sax may not be so different from her peers.
Some of the challenges I can face on the saxophone is like when my teacher gives me some assignments, I try to do them, but sometimes I don't even want to do it because it's hard. So my parents support me and encourage me, and we all find a way to get the assignments. Yeah.
Joshua's love for music is to make impacts in this generation.
I'm gonna stick with music forever because I believe I can make a formidable impact to the world positively. So, and right now, it's my music talent right now is to attract people, then to make the formidable impact, let them know about God, so I can save as many souls as I want. But yeah, it's music.
Learning to play the keyboard takes time and discipline. That's why starting out with the right material is important. Learning classical music takes a bit more dedication and attention.
Well, it takes more discipline, more practice, and more sight reading, of course, because music has its own language. So you have to learn the language. Then, if you learn the language, any piece you see, of course, you'll be able to read it, like this piece.
Let's talk about the sax. First, it's a wind instrument that requires a lot of air to be blown through the pipes.
When I blow the saxophone, the air can start coming out from here. So the air comes out, so it's easier. But when I play like a low note like this, it has to pass through all the way to somewhere here. So before the air cannot come out from here.
There are different types of sax, but the popular ones are the alto sax. The difference in these saxophones are the sound.
So like if I press this, but I play on this note, on the saxophone, the sounds are both different. And why they are both different saxophones is because if I press like this note and play it, this note is like 1, 2, 3 up is G. It's called the G. And now with the octave it will be high. And one thing is if I play this note G and I play the note on the alto saxophone, it will be different. Listen. Now let me play on the alto saxophone. So they are both different saxophones. That's one thing I can explain. And now I hope you hear that when I play this without the octave, it was still higher than this one. So now let me play this with the octave. And I'll play this with the octave. So this one is like a higher saxophone than the alto saxophone.
Having good support system goes a long way to improve the development of the gift of a child. This support comes with its own challenges.
Managing events, invitations, getting the right teachers to come home. It's expensive. You have to pay the teachers and all of that. Most of our events are honorarium. It's not like we have a price tag, because we never thought we're going to be here today. But I always want to encourage every parent to just support, to concentrate more on developing the child than making money. Wasn't for money. It was, okay, let's support our kids. Let's find what they know how to do better and then support them, like that. So basically that is it.
With the whole family as music lovers, we all try to sing a song, starting with his sister. Then I try to sing a few lines. Ononuga Jesululuwa is a 17-year-old saxophone student, and he started to learn just 7 months ago.
One day I was with my friend, my coursemate. We just discussing. He was like, wow, that's E-Real. Then he wanted to go and collect his own sax today at the MFM. I was like, okay, can I go with you? He said, okay, I'm free. So we went together. And before I wanted to go and learn keyboard, but when I saw from young people playing the saxophone, now gave me the motivation to that I should wait, that I would try and I would play it. So I started learning the saxophone on the 3rd of April this year. And I've given myself that's good, that before 6 months or 7 months, I will to play like the other people.
Although some physical difficulties comes with learning to play, once that phase is overcome, determination is all that is required to push through.
The learning process I would say it was tough and not that tough. Why? Because when I started, I was feeling the pain. When I carried this off my hand, everything, my auntie was complaining that I should not learn it to that. Since I'm having this type of problem, mouth sore, everything, she will go to her pharmacy, she will get me the treatment for the mouth sore. I said no, that I will learn this thing. That I kept pushing on.
The death of a loved one, especially the breadwinner, can change situations. But with a little support, the sky is the limit.
JSS1, I lost my dad. So, and my auntie could not bear it. She was like, don't worry, that she will try. Yeah, my dad died Yeah, my mom supported me. She took me to a music school to learn the keyboard. Because actually, I usually see people in church. Anytime I go to church, I go to the instrumentalist side. I stay there till service finish. I'll just be looking at the way everybody is doing. After they finish the church, I'll stay and I'll try my own. I'll try that. Some of my friends will be laughing at me. I'll be like, Dad, don't worry, it's time. So my mom supported me. She took me to a music school, and she paid for me, and I learned.
Jesulolua plans to use the gift he has for the edification of the church.
I want to go worldwide, by the grace of God. I want to go worldwide. I want to use the saxophone to win souls for God, to bring people to the house of God. Because actually, the first person I saw to play the sax was Pastor Kula Ajayi, the way he ushers Daddy in. So I liked it, and I was like, yes, that me too. Once I carry the saxophone, I will get that, I will get there, and I will do that.
A song is a combination of musical notes arranged in a particular rhythm. To learn the ropes as a saxophonist, this knowledge comes to play as a student.
Mi re do ti la, baba o do mi re, she do mi re, like that. So
now if you play with the tonic solfers like that, how do you not now play with tonic solfers?
I play the songs that I know with tonic solfa. I play it first. So anytime I'm ministering, I will just, because before I go for ministration, I pray to God that God should direct me. So any song that comes to my mind, I'll play it without mistakes.
And this is how the note sounds.
I just found out that, okay, this sol, la, ti, do of key C is do, re, mi, fa of key G. This do, re, mi, fa of key D is sol, la, ti, do of key G. So it goes like this.
Another fascinating young chap is Timothy Kayode. He is 11 years old, and his journey into the music industry started at age 4.
I love music generally. When you talk about music to me, it's an hobby that I like doing every day. When I was 2 years old, because my daddy sings in the choir, so I go to the choir stand, try to play any instrument I can play. But I first ended up with the chucking drum. So I did that for a while. Then I saw BJ Sax playing the saxophone on TV one day, and I was moved. I was like, Mom, I need this instrument. That this is what I want. I don't want any drums. I don't want anything. That this is what I want.
And of course, Daddy had a thing to say.
At first, my father did not agree because by that time I was representing Lagos State with mathematics competition, science competition, and quizzes.
But then, Daddy had good reasons.
I didn't support the idea because actually he was doing very well in his academics, and I don't want anything that would disturb or distract him from that. So I said no.
As a student of King's College, he has mastered an easy way to combine his academics and his passion.
I was able to balance them up by reading during the week, from Monday to Friday, reading, while Saturday and Sundays, I do my music fully.
I met somebody, I said, at age 4, can you start learning sax? Then that person told me that, of course, it's possible. I said, can you get me a teacher? He said, yes. So we got a teacher for him. His dad was like, you want your son to do everything at age 4, it's going to affect him and all that. I said, well, it's for God. In fact, we didn't even plan that it's going to be something like this. My own is for him to start learning, then to know how to play, so that I can be playing it for God in our church.
Temi has a word for parents.
For young children that want to learn the saxophone around the world, I want to tell them that they should find their talent, establish it, tell their parents, and to parents out there, they should encourage their children to not to bury their talent and to use it to the glory of God.
Now, two things this show is supposed to do is encourage you to learn that skill you've been putting aside, and also encourage parents to allow their kids start to learn something from when they're very young. It's easier and better to start on time. And that's the program for this week. Thank you so much for watching. If you missed any parts of the show, you can check it on our YouTube channel. You can also send your comments to the social media handles showing on your screen. I'm Victoria Idowu. See you next week.